Hello, my name is Kalinda and this video will be about my approach on creating a self-branding item for assessment task 2. Starting off with research. Because this project is about creating a personalized item, it's important to explain a bit about myself. My desired area of studies includes motion graphic, because I love animating. I mostly do digital art, but I also like to draw manually sometimes. Keywords that describe me the best are perfectionist and curious, because I love exploring new things. Other than doing art, I also enjoy tarot reading and video games. I am a fan of futuristic and cyberpunk art style. I'm using three software: Clip Studio Paint, After Effects, and as I'm doing this project, I also tried using Spark AR for the first time. When I'm doing this logo research, I tried finding things that are relevant to my likings. Most of these logos are from video games like Tomb Raider, Sally Face, and some animation like Helluva Boss and Hunter x Hunter. Futuristic is the style I'm going for here, and I really want to put chroma effect for the logo, so here are some reference for what I'm going for. For color research, I'm going for that metallic look. So here is the grayscale or black and white section, and this is how it looks with neon lights detail. Before making a creative self-branding item, this is what I would consider as normal self-branding item, such as water bottle, boots, cups, t-shirt, etc. In my mind map, I've marked some relevant elements that I later put into my item. There's metal, neon light, futuristic, tarot cards, robotic, and many others. Now this is what I would consider as a creative self-branding item. Personally, every tarot card always has a unique design. There's also a headset cover that I thought looked so futuristic and cool, and acrylic set nails with unusual design is very interesting. Moving on to stage 2, concept design. I've mentioned that I like this design of headset, so in this stylescape I planned to create a headset cover with robotic design that can actually move. The other elements such as color and effect basically the same as my previous research. Moving on to stylescape 2, this stylescape is the one that I picked for this project, designing a tarot card that usually has an old century design to a futuristic look. The color I'm going for was neon purple or magenta. I'm also going to put a robotic elements to this design. The item here will be a tarot card with augmented reality feature. I also considered making acrylic set nails for this project by making a unique design and combine it with unusual accessories on top. Since I'm going for that futuristic look, I figured out that it's basically a gravity tag with chrome effect but cleaner. I circled some of my favorite designs such as these two. Then I tried sketching digitally and find more favorites. I decided to go with my initial K and M. In the end, I choose to make my logo with spear with a hole as the dot, and I'm still going for that chrome effect to give a futuristic look. I want to combine my animating skill in my items, so the plan here is to make a tarot card. The figure in the card will float in AR or augmented reality feature. I also will put the logo on the back of the card. I choose the fool as the figure, which usually represent as a clown in tarot reading. Here is the refined sketches and how I want the animation to be a change of the clown's expression. Because I'm a perfectionist, I also decided to make a packaging. I plan to use dark purple as the base color to match the item. Getting close to the final stage, this is stage 3, design development. Making the logo was pretty simple. First, I transferred the refined sketches as template to Adobe Illustration and later traced the refined sketches. Change the color to white and transfer it to Photoshop. Add a solid black background and some effect to make it look futuristic. Lastly, I want to match the color palette that I use in Stylescape 2, which is purple and magenta, so I add gradient matte to complete the look. To make the tarot card design, I start off with sketch, then outline it, and color it with grayscale so that later I can use gradient map to match the color palette I'm going for. The same goes for the back of the card. This is the finished look of the front and the back of the card. After applying gradient map, I also add small details such as neon lights and frame. I've mentioned that I would like to add animation and AR feature in this project, and to do that, I need to draw a whole new expression of the robo clown with every single part on the separate layers, so that later these parts can be moved individually. After I finish drawing all of the parts, I transfer all those layers to After Effects and separate each animation to a different composition. I decided to divide the animation to a three composition: face, ponytail, and hand. The rest of the parts like torso, waist, and pants just need a tiny adjustment. I mainly focus animating each part for the rotation and position changes. Combine all those compositions as one to make it easier to render. Rendering process is basically how to export the animation and make sure the output module is on PNG sequence and the channel should be on alpha. Alpha in animation means transparent background. This part is crucial. To make the animation work on Spark AR, the animation needs to be on a separate PNG file per frame. The hashtag on the output is basically means the number of the frame. And for this animation, I have 125 frames. To make the augmented reality feature, I uses the application called Spark AR. So, opening the Spark AR, I created a target tracker, and the texture should be an image where I want the animation to be placed. In this case, I want to place the animation on top of the tarot card that I just designed. Target type should be movable. This allows the animation to stay on top of the target, which is the tarot card, even when the target is moving. I lay the image flat on the ground because I want to make it seem as the figure floats on top of the tarot card. On the target tracker, create a plane and then create a new material and set that as the materials for the plane as shown as this image. Next is the blend mode option. On render option, for the material should be on alpha because I want the animation background to be transparent. I also want the image to appear on the both sides, so I check the double-sided option. I create new animation sequence and put all the 125 frames as the texture. Check the loop option to loop the animation, and lastly, create an animation patch because I want the figure to float up and down, so I only animate the position for Z coordinates. Designing the packaging, I used this cutout as reference and the gradient map technique to color grayscale design that I made for this packaging. Finally, moving on to stage 4, finish art. This is the logo with white background. And this is the logo with black background. This is the logo in both. This is with the chrome effect I'm going for. And lastly, this is how it looks with gradient map. This is the final design for the front and the back of the card, and also the animation design. This is the mockup for the tarot card. And this is the mockup for augmented reality feature. To show how the animation and AR feature actually works, this is a video of me trying it out. The animation will stay the same size even if you zoom in or move the card. As long as it tracks the card, it should be fine. This is me showing a different point of view. You can also play a bit with the animation like so. This is my final packaging design for the tarot deck. This is the final mockup for the tarot deck packaging. Lastly, this is my reflection statement for the project. So what did you enjoy the most about your assessment task 2 work? The assignment is about making a personalized branding item, so I pretty much enjoy everything. I also got a chance to try something new like augmented reality, but if I do need to choose one, I like animating part the most. I love seeing my drawing come to life, and it feels even real by making an AR version of it. What were, if any, difficulties that you experienced in assessment task 2? To be honest, I've been through so many difficulties with this project. Because it's an original item, finding a way to make this item works was difficult in the internet. There's many trial and error. I'd say the rendering process was the most difficult. Honest critic, are you happy with the logo you developed to represent yourself? I love it. Looking at the logo, it really screams me. I love the color purple and the spear stabbing through my name. Do you think people in your chosen area of design would enjoy receiving your self-branding item? I'm pretty confident about it. As a tarot card enjoyer myself, I would buy a whole pack if the tarot design can come to life. In tarot card enjoyer community, people would buy tarot card based off the design. If you could redo any part of this assessment, what do you think you would do differently? Taking the video was hard. I don't have a high quality camera to begin with because of my phone. I can't use digital camera because the animation needs to be activated through an app. I should have borrowed my friend's phone to record it. That's all for the video. Thanks for listening.